Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Video number 1 of 2. As always on here, I have to remind you guys, and although today, video number 2 will be a little earlier than normal, normally it comes out about 11 PM or so, if you want to be notified, or you have to be notified, then there's only one way to do so, and that is, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, and you will be told when video number 2 is uploaded later today. So keep your eyes peeled. Social media links in the description, as well as on screen for you right now. Catch Younes Talks Football on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Let's get cracking. Yesterday we had Chelsea win the Premier League Summer Series. Great trophy to win that. Absolutely, you know, it's one of the best trophies you could possibly win, isn't it? It's the Premier League Summer Series. This is what it is. So, yeah. The pre-season basically going very, very well for Chelsea Football Club. And there was news yesterday that got overshadowed because of the game. And I told you guys, if you had watched up until the very end of my review, I got a few of your comments saying, Younes, you've not spoken about Disasi. Well, we're doing that today because I told you guys at the end of the video yesterday that it will be the first video today. Now, didn't I? That means you've not been watching. Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. Anyway, we're doing that today. Axel Disasi has agreed a move to Chelsea Football Club. Now, who is Axel Disasi? You may ask. Some of you may know him. I've known of him. Some of you may know, some of you may not. So we're going to get into all of that. But let's start off with the news, starting off with Fabrizio Romano that clarified the situation yesterday for us, giving us the here we go. So here it is. Chelsea have sealed Axel Disasi deal. Documents and paperwork set to be exchanged between the clubs. 5-year deal. Option until 2029. Chelsea will pay 45 million euros to Monaco. Medical booked early next week. Interest but no bid from Manchester United or Newcastle United. Here we go. This is what he's going to end up looking like in lovely Chelsea Royal Blue. Axel Disasi, right centre-back, right central defender from Monaco, 25 years old, French international, played at the World Cup in Qatar. If you've watched the World Cup, you would have seen him play. So, yeah. Experienced, but still young. Got the blend of both, which is, I think, the profile that Pochettino is looking for in terms of the cover for Wesley Fofana. And he's coming in with that little bit of experience, but he's not yet at his peak. He's at the perfect age, that 25 mark, where he is looking to hit the prime levels of his career. And he's now upping it from Monaco to Chelsea. Now, his attributes, 1.93 m, I think he is. He's strong, he's solid, he's a beast. Some were saying, oh, he's slow. I heard rival fans, and it seems to be the benchmark nowadays for central defenders. What's going on? You do understand central defenders are not wingers. Yeah? What's going on? If a central defender's not fast, he's rubbish. Is that what we're saying nowadays? Is this what modern football's turned into? Nah, come on. You're having a laugh. Some of the best central defenders in the world have been the slowest ones. Just because Harry Maguire doesn't know what he's doing, it doesn't mean that all the other slow centre-backs don't know what they're doing. And we saw an example of that yesterday when Onana wanted to take his head off, didn't we? Manchester United losing 3-2 to Dortmund. Onana literally running up to Maguire and yelling in his face for about 5 minutes straight. That was entertainment, I gotta say. But Harry Maguire once again with a blunder. It wasn't a bad blunder, but it was a blunder. And if it's Harry Maguire, you're going to get caught out. So, yeah. Just because a defender's not the fastest. You look at some of the best central defenders in Premier League history. They're all slow. Vincent Kompany, slow. Ferdinand, slow. John Terry, slow. Vidic, slow. Tony Adams, slow. Martin Keown, slow. I mean, when I say slow, I don't mean flipping, they've got, walkers with them and they can't barely get to a metre taking 5 minutes. I'm not saying that, right? But what I'm saying is, when you look at some of the fastest centre-backs, right, it doesn't mean that they've hit the levels just because of their pace. All the names I mentioned were slower than the ones that we look at and go, oh, they're fast. Doesn't mean anything. Yes, you have to be agile, on your feet. You got to be quick in terms of acceleration. Acceleration is different to speed. Let's make that clear. Acceleration means you get from A to B quickly. But in terms of that burst, because central defenders don't need to run great amounts. They need to make sure they get into a very, very quick, into a very short space very quickly. That's it. That's all they have to do. They have to make sure they're tracking a man and they're not letting anyone just run past them very easily. No, they got to make sure they anticipate it, use the acceleration, get the tackles in, done. In terms of the ball playing, they got to be quick on their feet. But that doesn't mean speed. That just means quick reflexes. That means being able to read the game quickly. That means a lot of mental rather than physical. Look at Thiago Silva. Would you say Thiago Silva's slow? In terms of pace, yes. But is he rubbish? Is he slow in all aspects? No. He's quick. He's actually a quick defender. He's not the fastest, but he's a quick defender. Do you understand the difference? Thiago Silva's a prime example. Just because you're slow doesn't mean you're rubbish. Axel Disasi is coming in as a prime example of that. In terms of his tackles and his awareness, it's high. In terms of his strength, his power, it's high. In terms of his ball playing ability, it's high. That is what Chelsea are looking for in terms of profile, and Chelsea have managed to get themselves a deal of 45 million euros. Now, what this ends up doing is opening the door for Trevor Chalobah. Because now I think we're surplus to requirements. We've got a replacement in for Fofana, who's a right centre-back. By the way, can play left centre-back as well. So we've got some versatility here. And this is also part of the reason why I think we got him in. Because now, in terms of the central defenders, we'd have Thiago Silva, Disasi, Colwell, Badiashile. Chalobah's there, but like I said, I think now it's surplus to requirements. And if anything were to happen to any of the others, then we've got Disasi that can shift over to left centre-back if needed. He can play there. So it's great. It's great to have. We were all saying that if Chalobah has to go, that we were baffled with Mark Guehi as the potential replacement. Now we know that we've actually got someone who's a level above. Let's be honest, right? So that's what Chelsea are looking to do, and they've executed it, and I'm happy with that because it takes the team's level to another, well, even higher, basically. So I'm very happy overall. But for Trevor Chalobah, yeah, what does it mean? We'll come to him in a sec. In terms of incomings, we've got news on Leslie Ugochukwu. By the way, thank you for the clarification on the pronunciation in the comment section below in regards to Ugochukwu, because I was saying Ugochukwu, and then there was Ugochukwu, and then I went back to Ugochukwu because apparently it is a silent W, according to all the Nigerians in the chat that have this name originate from their country. So it's obviously right to take their word for it. Anyway, here's news on Ugochukwu. All documents for Leslie Ugochukwu deal have been signed on both player and club's side. Fantastic. Now, he's on his way to Chelsea. But Pochettino did confirm after the game against Fulham yesterday that he's heading out on loan. He's not sticking around. Now, there's a misconception, and I'm baffled because I've mentioned this. And well, not to say everyone watches me, of course not. But Fabrizio, I referenced Fabrizio. I showed you what he said. Everyone listens to Fabrizio, let's be honest. He said the Ugochukwu deal has nothing to do with Caicedo. So I was baffled to see quite a lot of people, just because Pochettino confirmed Ugochukwu is going on loan, it means we're still going in for Caicedo. No, we were still going for Caicedo anyway. And we'll come to Caicedo because there's a little update later on in the video. But Ugochukwu is going out on loan, definitely heading out to Strasbourg in this case. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how he's going to do out there. But we continue. We keep going in terms of getting Caicedo and looking to boost up the midfield. So, let's see how that's going to go down. It does raise the awareness, though, that if we were going to get Lavia, then what was that, just a smokescreen? Because we weren't going to loan out Lavia, but he's the same profile of player as Ugochukwu. So, I'm not quite sure what the strategy is here. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens there. But Trevor Chalobah, if we're going to take it back to what we were speaking about, here's the latest from Nizar Kinsella. Trevor Chalobah has been fighting to change opinions at Chelsea, but will now accept his surplus to requirements after Disasi's fee was agreed. Chelsea value him at £45 million. Ironic, looking to get our money back with interest. We paid €45 million for Disasi. Now we're looking for £45 million, which is about €50 million, or maybe a bit more, for Chalobah. So any bidders want to come in and get Chalobah, they're more than welcome to. There was a little rumour going about West Ham. Let's see what's going to happen with West Ham and if they're going to pursue. But £45 million, I think is fair. I think it's a fair valuation in terms of the value of the player, his age, what he brings, his experience. I think that's fair. If anything, you could argue some are getting a bargain. So 45 million euros for Trevor Chalobah. I'm going to get the Brighton fans in the chat now going, what, 45 million's a bargain for Chalobah? Oh, so you got to pay 100 for Caicedo now? Get out of here. Anyway, that's Chalobah and the latest with him. More news on Chalobah here. Here it is. From The Athletic, Chalobah has for some time been regarded internally at Chelsea as one of the more saleable assets in the squad. And we've known this because it does seem like there's some names in the squad that Chelsea are happy to sell, although happy to keep. And he's definitely one of them. Now we've got Disasi come in. Chalobah, I think it's going to be the end. So let's see what's going to happen in regards to that possible transfer. If anyone's going to be making a bid, I'll keep you guys posted on that and I'll give you my thoughts when it does come. Now we move to Caicedo. Talking about Caicedo and Brighton, right? Here it is. Here's the latest on Caicedo. Fabrizio saying Caicedo remains Chelsea's number one priority and rumours about the deal being off are not true. Yeah, there was a weird rumour going about that. Apparently the whole thing's gone quiet and Chelsea have pulled away. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Yeah, we may have gone quiet, right, and let time drag out a little bit whilst we get this apparently final bid on the table. And then we'll see what Brighton are going to do. As I've said, I think that we are getting to a point where Brighton are now going to have to contemplate what Chelsea are offering. And if Caicedo's making the moves on his end, then at that point that gives us leverage. So we'll see if it's going to be moving in our favour and if Chelsea are going to pick their time wisely to put in the bid in order to get the player. Let's see how that's going to work out. Let me know your opinions on thoughts and predictions in relation to that and we'll see what happens. Now, Santos. Santos has killed it in pre-season to the point where all of us, I think unanimously, are saying that he's got to stay. There's no way we send this guy out on loan now, especially in terms of midfield, because we're looking to get Caicedo. If we're not going to get Alavia, if we send in Ugochukwu out on loan, then we've got Enzo, Caicedo, fingers crossed, and then who else? We might as well keep Santos, because right now he's looking absolutely brilliant. He looks a lot mature in terms of his profile and what he brings. He doesn't look like he's... How old is he? 19 or 20? It doesn't look like... He looks like he's 29. He plays like it. So, here's the latest on Santos, and it seems to be leaning in that favour. Thank goodness. Here it is. Fabrizio saying, Andre Santos has impressed Mauricio Pochettino and his staff in friendly games, but also in training. There's a chance for him to stay as part of the first team squad, waiting on the final decision. More than 6 clubs asked for Andre on loan from Portugal, Italy, and 1 Premier League club too. I swear to God, if it's Brighton, if it's Brighton, Actually... Could we use Santos to get Caicedo? Could we use Santos to send to Brighton on a 1-year loan to get Caicedo and then get Santos back later? I'd have to think about that one. That's tempting, I'm not going to lie. But I really want Santos to stay. But if it means that Santos gets minutes elsewhere and he's playing regularly and he develops and we've got Caicedo and Enzo, right? Then we bring back Santos and add that developed Santos back to Chelsea next year. We could have the best midfield in the world. We actually could. But there's also a part of me saying, but if we just keep Santos, he'll adapt to Pochettino and Chelsea much quicker, and then we'll have him with the rest anyway. But it does mean that we might not be able to use him as leverage for Caicedo. Strategy. This is tough. Anyway, let me know what you would do in the comment section below. Would you send Santos to Brighton on loan? Would you actually entertain that? Anyway, look, personally, in terms of what he's done, what he's played like, how he's been so far, he deserves to stay. He's ready. He is absolutely ready, for sure. At least to be a squad player. At least. But there is, like I've just said, the awareness here that he needs to play minutes. He needs to play to get better and better and better. And if he does get better and better, we could have a genuinely... I don't want to go too far, right? I don't want to go too far, but I could... It's possible, I will say, a potential Ballon d'Or candidate in the future. We might. It might turn into that, because what he's shown so far is fantastic. So... Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. I'd love him. I'd love for him to stay. And if it meant there's no chance of being able to use him to get Caicedo, then absolutely 120% keep him at Chelsea for the season. 100%. He's not going anywhere. The only time that I could contemplate him going on loan is if it means that it helps to get us Caicedo. If it gets us Caicedo, then I think I could be tempted to include him in a loan to Brighton. And that will be the last time we deal with them. I swear, the last time we deal with that football club. But let me know your thoughts. Or have I gone crazy? Let me know down below if I've gone mad. That's on Santos. Now, more news elsewhere. Nizar Kinsella tells us on Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea have also rejected 2 bids from Fulham for Hudson-Odoi so far. He wants to leave ASAP, having accepted a reduced wage to play football. Robert Sanchez is now Chelsea's front runner for the goalkeeper position. Still little activity around Lukaku's exit. Why are we getting a Brighton player again? Why? What? I understand, yeah. Sanchez in terms of the profile of goalkeeper, I think, weirdly enough, could actually suit us to an extent. But I hate he's from Brighton, man. Can we not? This is what I'm saying. We deal with Brighton this summer, and it's the last time. It's the final time we even make contact with that football club. It's the last time we speak with them, we acknowledge them until we have to play them, right? And even then, there was a way to just not look at them, I would. But anyway, Robert Sanchez, I think would be good competition for Kepa. Not sure if he will take the number 1 spot, but that's, I think, what Chelsea are looking for, weirdly enough. They're looking for competition between the keepers so they can push each other. But it seems like Brighton are only willing to let Sanchez go on loan. So is it even worth it? Because if we're looking to get someone in this competition, Kepa knows in his head he's only here for 1 year. It's fine. I'll be back in the sticks if he doesn't perform. If he performs and I'm on the bench and he leaves next season, I'll be back. Don't worry. There's no point. So yeah, I don't know. We could, right? We could. How about? Am I going too far on this? Let me know in the comments. If we genuinely want Sanchez, we want Caicedo. They want 100 mil. Could we give them 100 mil for Caicedo and Sanchez? Is that a good deal? Let me know. Let me know if you think that's a good deal, and we'll see what happens. Personally, I'm reluctant. I just don't want to do business with them. I want Caicedo and that's it. Shut the door. But yeah, is Sanchez good enough to be at Chelsea to compete with Kepa? I think to compete with Kepa, yes. To be the number 1 remains to be seen. Let me know down below what you think. Now, let's move to what's happening elsewhere before we wrap up, starting with Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe's legal deadline to trigger a 1-year extension as part of his existing deal expires at midnight on August 1st. Mbappe has already indicated in writing he won't extend, and PSG have assumed already he won't renew. It would be seen as a miracle if anything changes. So, just to clarify the situation, that's tonight. So, he's got till tonight. Now, if he goes past tonight still as a PSG player, which he will, he'll get 60 million in loyalty bonus. So that will go into his bank account in installments. But that will be triggered from his contract. And I think after tomorrow, we're going to start hearing about potential moves for Mbappe. Because then he gets his loyalty bonus. Now we can start looking elsewhere. Easy 60 million into his bank account. And after that, go in for the other clubs and see what is going to be done to get him to where? Real Madrid or Saudi or wherever. Let me know. So that's the latest on Mbappe. We got big news in relation to, is this a replacement for Mbappe? I don't know. Here he is. Breaking, Ousmane Dembele says yes to PSG. Initial green light to the proposal has arrived. PSG verbally agreed 5-year deal with Dembele's agent. PSG have sent formal letter to inform Barcelona, now trying best way to close the deal. Depends on timing. That's quite a shock, I'll be honest. I did not expect this from PSG. Apparently there's a clause that's been triggered. I thought Dembele, although it does depend on the player, but now he said yes. It seems like there has been a clause all along. And his will to stay at Barcelona was very temporary because now he's happy to just go to PSG. So Is this the Mbappe replacement? If we have to think about it, is this a Neymar replacement? Let's be honest. You know, there's the whole rumour about Neymar and him potentially leaving as well. So where does Dembele fit at PSG? Let me know what you think down below. I'm looking forward to seeing what new look Luis Enrique PSG is going to look like, because they've had to transform everyone in one go. They've had to. It's the right thing to do. Let's see if they can get themselves up to a level where they can organically, and not just trying to get superstar, but organically try to build PSG to a legit threatening team. Let's see what they can do. Final bit of news comes from Tottenham and Bayern Munich. Crucial hours for Harry Kane deal. Bayern officials are prepared for meeting in London with Daniel Levy as direct talks will take place with Tottenham. Bayern will offer more than the last €80 million package. We respect Daniel Levy as a professional, Bayern's president Heiner said. Now, they took off. There was two Bayern executives, I believe the president and someone else, that ended up taking off from Germany to come to London at 9:51 a.m. this morning. So I'm guessing they've landed because it's close to lunchtime now. So I'm sure they've landed and they are in London, and they're going to start talking about Harry Kane. And if this bid comes in of close to €100 million, I think Spurs will say yes, especially now that we know that Harry Kane does actually want the move. So let's see how this one's going to turn out. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I think it's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do away from Tottenham. Finally, it might be happening. So let me know down below, much appreciated, and I will see all of you here later on. Do not forget for video number 2, and like I always mention, to be notified and to know, you have to subscribe. You have to hit that notification bell. So make sure you have hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Don't forget social media links: Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at Y Talks Football, and TikTok at Younes Talks Football. Make sure you hit those links in the description to follow. Make sure you do. Thank you very much, and I will see all of you later on for video number 2. Have a good one, people. See you a lot later. Take care and peace.